Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're gonna be being the bad guy. I wanted to put a positive spin on this, but that's all there is to it. I'm being the bad guy. We are playing some Rakdos, that's red-black, Super Friends. However, it's mostly a mid-rangey deck that plays Planeswalkers, but man, some of the cards right now, these are... I don't know. Let's go look at the deck list, and I'll just let you decide how much of a bad guy we're gonna be. As always, if you want to support the channel, remember to hit the join button down below, and if you're at a tier 2 or higher, there's going to be a video coming soon for you, so keep an eye out for that. Also, if you want to protect all your gear, check out ultrapro.com/PowrDragn. Use promo code PowrDragn. You'll save 5%, and they'll give us 5% kickback here, so you get to support the channel while getting some sweet stuff for yourself. Now, taking a look at this deck, it is a doozy. This should be very, very good. We're going to have a few questions at the end of the video, though, so you'll want to stick through to see what we do to clean this up. But starting at the top, we're playing 2 Cut Down because the card's obviously very good. There is some shortcomings to this card when you're talking about the fact that there are some large creatures you just can't kill, right? You know, once something's a 3/3 or a 4/5 or whatever, this doesn't do anything to it. Still good for all the early turns, though, and even some later top deck type situations. And it's instant speed. We do have 3 Infernal Grass. I think you know what this is by that point. We're playing 4 Tenacious Underdog, and this is kind of mandatory to the list, so don't skimp on them. Then we got 4 Blood Tithe Harvester. This is just another way for us to kill creatures, but also can be a quality beater if we need them to be at 3/2 for 2. 2 Graveyard Trespasser. Honestly, I want to try to find a way to get a third one of these into the deck, because this card seems to be very good in the format right now, and I'm just kind of curious. So yeah, we're going to start with 2 though. Liliana the Veil. Obviously, we like playing this card. This card's fine. It's good. It does all the things we want it to do in here. Playing 4 Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Now, this, I will say, could possibly be 3, and then we play the 3rd Trespasser here. But we're going to wait and see. Just something. We're going to put a, as they say in the professional settings, we're going to put a pin in that, and then we're going to come back at the end of the video and talk about it. 2 Ob Nixilis. I don't know how important these are going to be here, but I feel like a combination of Ob Nixilis plus Liliana should be able to cost the opponent a lot of cards and just be a nuisance between the 2 of them. Shieldred. Obviously, we all know how good this is. If you don't know, I even made a short telling you about it, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. You should be playing this card if you're not. It's absurd. Then 2 Sorin, because Sorin's a way we can gain life and also get more cards. And honestly, Sorin plus Liliana is actually not bad because you can discard. Sorin can allow you to draw afterwards, and then you can kind of start getting ahead on cards and give you some flexibility there, which is very good. Also, don't forget, you can do the same thing with Tenacious Underdog alongside Liliana, right? You can discard, you can play it with whatever the graveyard ability is. What do we call that again? There we go, Blitz. You can go ahead and attack with Blitz. End of turn, you get to draw an extra card. So now you have things and choices that you can play or cast or whatever alongside Liliana if you want to. So that's the thing. If you just want to keep replenishing your hand, something I thought I'd point out. Also, Jaya can help get around that because you can exile the top 2 cards of your library, have access to cards, and not have to worry about leaving something in your hand that you're going to have to discard. However, Jaya's best ability for us here is just making the 1/1 every turn, which is great. And we have so many things that are non-creatures. So, yeah, you're going to get to play a bunch of bonus things on these cards. So these creatures are actually probably going to attack for 2 and 3 all the time, I imagine. But this should be good. We could use the other abilities. I don't know how often we're going to. I'm pretty sure our goals here are probably just going to be +1 forever and then -8. But who knows? In a pinch, if we draw it, we might just need to get access to the top cards for removal. But this is the first deck I've had a chance to play Jaya in, so this is what we're going to do. And then we're playing a couple of Invoke Despair. Also arguable that this could be 3. I just don't know if it needs to be 3. Now, don't get me wrong. Getting it late and getting to, you know, draw extra cards, drain the opponent's life, whatever. Like, that's all fine and good. But are there better things we could be doing? I mean, this pairs very well with Shieldred, obviously, as we get to gain extra life for the cards that we're drawing. So we don't hate that. But for now, it's just going to be 2, because if you look at the list, we're pretty tight for space. And then we have 3 Meathook Massacre because, well, we're playing this style of deck and it's Meathook Massacre and the card's just stupid, so we're going to play it. Then we got 8 Swamp, 1 Takenuma, 4 Mountain, 1 Sekinzen, 4 Haunted Ridge, 4 Sulphur Springs, and 3 Xander's Lounge. So the lands, nothing too special there, mostly black sources because we want to make sure we can cast all of our things, but, you know, enough multicolor red lands. otherwise, yeah, that's the deck. So, like I said, our goals for this video, we want to find out, do we need more Graveyard Trespassers, or are 4 Fables fine? And if not, do we want to swap them? Is Ob Nixilis worth anything in the deck without having a ton of creatures? And Ob Nixilis Liliana interactions, are those good? And if not, do we want to cut Ob Nixilis to play more Invoke Despair? Because that could be real too. So yeah, a few things we want to talk about, look at, figure out. But for now, y'all go enjoy some games with this crazy deck, and then I'll catch you on the back end of the video, and we'll talk about all those things. Yeah, we're going to keep this for sure. There's 0 reasons to throw this back. I mean, we got all the lands we need. Ooh, we even picked up an Ob Nixilis. That's cool. I think the play might just be to play the Harvester, see if it lives or not. There's a good chance it won't. And then we have to decide if it's worth it to play Ob Nixilis or to play. I think just play Liliana and make them sacrifice the thing. Assuming, well, I was going to say, assuming they spend their turn to deal with their Harvester. But that didn't really happen. Well, I guess we're going to use Liliana either way next turn. So sure. Doesn't really change anything. Shieldred is sweet, sweet, sweet.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when you do. Sacrifice.
Now they can play a land and just attack our Liliana here, which is totally reasonable. We have no qualms with that.
Fine. I know when I'm not wanted.
Okay. Let's get this down. I mean, obviously you have removal in hands because you haven't had to kill anything, so we'll see if they kill that. Oops, we have dueling Shieldreds. Okay. This is fun because we got to keep our Shieldred. But ours comes attached to an Invoke Despair. All right. That was a pretty good turnaround. And then on top of that, we can go Fable right into Ob Nixilis next turn if we want to. Which would be pretty slick. Yep. You have a Harvester. Ooh. Meat Hook. What do we do with this? Meat Hook is an interesting one. And we can have 6 mana this turn. Man, this is something. I actually don't know what I want to choose here. I think I'm just going to play Fable. And think I'm going to do this and just Ob Nixilis and plus? Wait. If we sack this and then we plus plus, they kind of have to discard. And if they come after Ob Nixili, then sure. That seems fine.
I don't need you.
I mean, they can lose the life. That's whatever's whatever. No attacks. I mean, I guess if I would have attacked, they would have traded Shieldreds or something. So I guess maybe attacking was worth it. Well, that's a good play by the opponent. We do have access to a Meat Hook.
This isn't over.
Meat Hook with a backup Meat Hook. Interesting. Well, I guess we go for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since we drew all this mana. Alright. Not sure if that's going to do anything for us, but we'll see. Now, if we can just score any Planeswalker out of here, we should be in pretty good shape. Invoke Despair, sure. Land and something? No? Maybe? Let me find an underdog. I'd like to pay the haste ability on it. That'd be awesome. Come on, deck. We got him in there. You know, that's something. I don't know if it's the thing we want, but it's something. So, here's the thing. Like, do we want to just
I don't need respect. Just don't
make
be
the 1/1? Knowing we also have Meat Hook? Alright. I'm gonna. Probably wrong. With the opponent's hand being what it is, I'm probably supposed to just make them discard, but whatever. Probably another Invoke or something. Though we would get to still do at least a point, so that's kind of nice. Alright, so they want a Meat Hook for 1. Let me go ahead and cycle this. I don't think it changes anything, but it... Nope, it doesn't. Was pretty sure of that. Alright. So now they can attack up Nixilis, which makes a lot of sense. Then they'll gain 1 back when that dies. Actually, no, we'll take 1 when that dies. They don't gain anything back there.
My empire.
Oh, I guess if I... yeah, I didn't have that, though, till I drew the card, though. Well, that's a nice one to pick up, isn't it? And then they draw. And that's it. Shieldred's such a dumb magic card. Wow, that game was ugly. Yep, we're gonna keep this one. Alright. What are we up against? A Bankbuster. Okay, that doesn't really tell us much. Kind of half hoping they play a Rafine here so we can just kill it before they really get rocking and rolling. We're going to attack. You know, this is going to get countered, but I'm kind of okay with it because it opens up the door for these duders. Oh, it's not getting countered. They might just... Okay. Well, we'll see. There's a lot of ways these dies, too. But even if they Meat Hook here, it does open up the door for the Planeswalkers. But no Meat Hook appears to be here. Wow. Do we get rid of anything? Like, I kind of want all these cards. I could probably give up a land just to see, but even then we'd want to keep the black one, so no, we're just gonna submit 0. Random, but here comes Wandering Emperor. No, they had no counter and no Wandering Emperor. What the hell is this chicanery? I mean, all right, in the turn, I guess. They're going to draw cards at least? Okay. I guess they were checking to see if maybe they could kill something first. Or counter something, and then we didn't play anything, so then they played the Emperor, is my guess. Because I would assume now it looks like they were probably setting up to counter something, then on their turn play Emperor, still get rid of a thing. And that kind of makes sense. Alright, so do we just have another Emperor? They want to kill that. Well, now that changes things because I kind of sort of wanted to do that. But, alright. I guess we'll go ahead and draw a card then. Not quite the card we wanted to draw. Yeah, I mean, No, we're going to take our turn. Okay, that's not bad. We'll need that for later. My logic here, though, is if we play something for 4 and all they have is a, like, make disappear, then we can still pay 2.
Out of my way. I have a wedding to start.
All right, we will move on the turn. All right, let's see how long Soren lives. I'm surprised nothing's even attempted to have been countered at this stage of the game. I feel like we could have got away with so much more. Obscure Charm, sure, that is destroyed. All right, we will attempt to use this to see if they want to do anything. Because again, could counter it. If so, then we probably are blocking. Sounds great. All right, now we've kind of shored things up a little bit here. Yeah, we'll reveal and take it. Go ahead and play this. Make one of them 1/1 monks. Play this tapped. And that should give us plenty of options going forward. Now it's just, do the planeswalkers get to survive? It looks like that is a yes. Alrighty then. I'm gonna go ahead and look at the top card. I think this is a slow control game. Ooh, yeah, we'll pay that. Why not?
Blood for knowledge.
I think that's the world we're in at the moment. Opponent's just gonna take that.
You're no match for my
We will try the Liliana. Oh, I should have done that first. I forgot the prowess was a thing. I was thinking instants or sorceries for some reason. I totally forgot that it's just non-creature. So I did miss out on a point. That's totally a mistake on my part. Okay, well,
Nobody knows Dominaria shadows like me.
we just discard a card. I'm probably getting rid of this Studer. Yeah. And I think that's it for the turn. As though we didn't do enough for the turn, but sure. I mean, they can come after a planeswalker. Crew their vehicle. I mean, kill off Liliana or Soren by killing our 1/1, which 5 cards in hand seems like a very reasonable thing that they would have. Yep, that makes sense. Yep. And I'm sure they're mostly concerned about protecting their cards here more than anything, so we're all right with that.
Knew this was a waste of time.
Now do we want to look up top? Or do we just want to -2 here? I also realized I meant to cycle at the end of their turn. I got so caught up on thinking about my planeswalkers that I didn't. Let's do another 1/1.
Get out there and blaze a path.
Let's look at what's up top. Ooh. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 would leave us 4. Alright, I'm in. Probably doesn't make it, but you know what? We're gonna try anyway. It does make it. Okay. This is where we get another Planeswalker? Nope, just a Hullbreaker Horror. Alright. That's pretty good for them. So I'm gonna assume they're gonna bounce all of our stuff here. Yep. Memory Deluge is the first thing. Obviously get rid of Shieldred with the Death Touch and all that good stuff. Also feels a lot better that we plussed our Planeswalkers as well. Now though we're in a weird spot that we kind of need like a spot removal card to go alongside our Invoke Despair, so we could potentially get rid of a Hullbreaker. Don't know if we're going to be able to. Kind of have to play it by ear here. Yuppers. They're like, nah. We want to make sure we kill that. Do we care if she takes 4 here? Probably not. Alright. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're going to deal 3 to it somehow, and I'm going to feel silly. But, okay, that didn't happen, and that is actually a good card there. So, we don't hate that. Let's plus. Get all of our freebies in here as best we can. Do you want to make another body here? That starts to become a real question. They know we have Shieldred, but they probably want to just stop the Shieldred. So let's go ahead.
You deal with this annoyance.
See what they want to do to this. They decided that was okay to leave. Huh. Why would you just let me have a Shieldred there? Something feels very, 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 very off. But I guess they're just going to try to do stuff during our end step. Possibly. Alright, I'm just going to attack with this. Just to get some chip damage in there. We're going to end the turn. See what the opponent wants to do. Nothing. Okay. Not what I expected. Obviously, that makes the most sense. Sure. Alright, they had another spell. Sure, they can return it to our hand. We can try to recast it. Obviously, they can play another instant. And we're just in this silly song and dance with the Hullbreaker Horror. Yep. Might as well bounce the tokens. Makes the most sense. Sure. I mean, all we can do is hope they don't get an instant, but they can just put an instant in their hand with the Memory Deluge. So the odds of us being able to get rid of this Hullbreaker Horror with this are very, very low. Oh. That was intriguing. I guess they figure they can kill the Planeswalker they want here anyway, so why worry about it? Or they just have another Hullbreaker, which we'll see shortly. Either way, we're about to find out. Yep. Us having cards was scarier than us being able to produce more blockers.
Me, we're all doomed.
Trying to figure out what the narrative is here and what that means. It feels like another Hullbreaker, but maybe I'm wrong. Wouldn't be the first or the last time that's going to happen. Let's go ahead and cycle this. Okay, so we have a few things here. Let's go ahead and plus 1. Since we know that's a thing.
The experience will do you good.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play a land. We have access to 6. I'm thinking we Shieldred. Try to invoke Despair. Then if worse comes to worse, let's see if the invoke goes off first, actually. Okay, it actually did go off. Did not expect that. Well, sure, I guess. I mean, like, I started to play, like, Sorin and attack for 3. That was kind of like the only other real option there. Because who knows? It's probably like a sweep the board type situation. Okay, Revelry. That works. We have equal cards. They don't get any cards out of it, but tokens do help them here. All right, I think we've actually just worn the opponent's hand down a bit, I think is what happened here.
Go on. Impress me.
Violence is
We play this, and then we could meat hook for 1 after the fact. Yeah, sure. Just those. Wandering Emperor's still a little bit of a pain here if it does come down. Don't want to completely walk into that. Yep. Sometimes you just know.
You do say so.
Yeah, that's fine.
You are not much of a roadblock.
Okay, so they're trying to save life instead of kill a token. Huh. Then do we just use this? I think we wait, because this meat hook could be somewhat of finishing damage. So, yeah, let's go with this. Then we'll end the turn.
you fight for me now.
Alright, opponent has piles of mana. Options to get piles of cards. Another Revelry, which does result in them getting a card there. That cost them life. So we got rid of half the life they gained that time. So that's something.
Then let your blade do the talking.
You know what's cute here? We could meat hook for 1 and kill those, and ours actually survive, which is kind of funny. Now, it would allow them to activate the Bank Buster, but, you know, we can't do anything about that. And then, yeah, I guess we just do this for 1. Because, I mean, it's going to pump our duders, so whatever. Sure. So then we just do it for 2 now? Since it just went back to our hand? I mean, oh, they didn't even... No, so then we're just doing it for 1 again, actually. Yeah, sure. Let me just bounce it to our hand so the prowess gets to go off again on the monks. Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, let's keep this. Why not? I mean, my logic here is this. Even if we don't play anything on 2 and the opponent does, then we either get to play this and try to block something, or play this and just make them sacrifice it. So it's not like the worst thing. Now, we get a little bit behind if they play something on 1 and on 2, which it looks like they're going to, and that's a little bit tough. But, you know, kind of is what it is. And we're not completely without, considering we have a meat hook as well, so it's mostly fine. Okay, so this kind of still works. If we want to gamble and play Liliana and hope they don't play anything that's 3 power, which they could just as well have their own graveyard trespasser, so that's something we'd have to think about. Let's go with this, though. Mostly on the merit that if they decide to kill it, they would ultimately also have to discard a card. Now here they can pump their sleeper. They had their own Liliana. Okay, fair enough.
This fight finished
Such is life.
lunch.
Guess we need to draw one of our Invoke Despairs. Alright. I think we're going to go with the same thing here. Sure, why not? I wouldn't have hated drawing a Planeswalker there, to be honest with you. Like one of our 4-mana ones. Obviously, we have Liliana, but I don't think that was a Liliana spot. Now, if we do draw, let's say, I don't know, maybe one of our 2-mana dudes. I guess we get an Underdog. We might Underdog plus Liliana next turn. Like, that could be real. Alright. Sure. Now what? Okay. And then we each discard a card. That sounds cool, I guess. Do I want to discard Fable? I kind of want to keep the land in case we do draw Invoke. So... Man, alright. I don't love that choice. I think it might even be wrong, to be honest. I probably was supposed to discard the Meat Hook based on the game state, but whatever's whatever. Here we are. This is who we are now. Alright. Now, this does open the door where we could Meat Hook. We could attack and then Meat Hook for 3. Which is totally reasonable. Which I guess we might go ahead and do that. Gotta do this first. Nothing in our yard, right? Yeah, we'll just do that. Okay, and then I think we will... I mean, God, you know what? I don't know why I think they're about to play an Invoke. I guess it doesn't matter. Either of these is going to be tough. So, it is what it is. Now, there is a world where because I'm making it a 1/1, they could cut down if they wanted to discard a card, which is kind of funny. They don't have it, though. Alright, let's see if they have Invoke Despair. They did not. Okay, that's some good news. What are we doing? Looks like they're checking some things and they're just going to pass. Alright. Well. We're going to go ahead and empty our hand since we're going to be in discard mode. And maybe we'll get some things to remove from the opponent's yard. Also good having an extra creature now, too, in case... Oh, they did have an Invoke Despair, so they just didn't have the land. Ooh, look at that. Let's get rid of these things. Alright, so that does help us, because if they do get land Invoke, we're going to lose Liliana and the Underdog, but then we could still attack with Graveyard Trespass, or I guess Graveyard Glutton and Underdog, and I guess that's fine. Unless they just like Meat Hook here, I guess. I mean, obviously, they're looking for a land and probably going to play the other Invoke they have in hand. At least I would think that's what's about to happen. Could be wrong here. But let's see what's up. Opponent's putting real thought into this. Something's going on over there. And they're discarding Graveyard Trespassers. Alright. Yep, as we suspected. Not a surprise. Okay, well, we're gonna rock and roll with this. Remove this. I'm gonna hold on to this just in case there's a Liliana and we have to discard or something. I would assume they're just gonna make us sacrifice a creature, but I don't know. Mostly because if we got a different card we wanted to keep, I wanted to make sure I had something else to discard. Now, the fact that we drew a land just makes that feel silly, but is what it is. Alright, so they have to discard their other card, which means we will get through an attack with Tenacious Underdog one time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, had we played a land? And then, oh, we could have doubled Underdog if we drew another one. Not that it matters all that much, honestly. Okay, that's not bad, I guess. Alright, get the attacks in. Play the Haunted Ridge, and then we end the turn. Well, that's a lot of removal for a board that has no things. Okay, they have an Underdog, which we can kill with a cut down. If they tap that to attack us, that's a very poor play, opponent. Because they look like they want to actually crew. Alright, okay, they're going to draw. That makes more sense. I was like, wait a minute. Though they could have waited till our turn. I'm not sure why they're drawing here. But to each their own. They're crewing while it's tapped. Do they need something to sacrifice? Yeah, that's very weird, opponent. I mean, we get to just kill that too now because it's still a creature till end of turn, so... Alright. I mean, seems good by me. I ain't gonna tell them they can't do it, that's for sure. Oh, gotta play this land first. All right.
I bring my own army.
Another Invoke Despair means we get to attack with our Underdog. Unless they get a land and then they have an instant removal spell. So it actually wouldn't be a win necessarily. They could still be a good play for them. They can't play their Underdogs, they just die here. And a Liliana sacrifice is not enough on its own. Could be alongside something else. Okay, so they're digging. So that's actually really good for us. The fact that they're digging, good. Because now they're just down to 2 mana. Even if they play a land, it's a third. It would literally have to be 2 removal cards and or something. Blood Pact. Definitely not going to play that. Graveyard Trespasser does let them gain some life. Yep. So that's actually not bad. Let's look at the top card. See what we got. That is not bad, actually. It's pretty random.
Dire times call for dire tactics.
Oh, that's good too, though. That's real good. All right, we're going to go ahead and play Shieldred and lock things up. There you go. Okay. Got it done. All right, opponent goes first. I think we keep this one since we have basically just Curve Up, Underdog, Liliana, Shieldred. And because I believe in deck, we're probably going to draw a Cut Down, right? And then we have everything we need for the first couple turns. So let's keep this. All right, let's see it. Cut Down. Oh, it was not Cut Down. Actually, though, having a backup Shieldred's not bad either. Like, we can mess with that. And nothing for our Underdog. We like to see it. That's the life we want to be living right now. Restoration of Iganjo. Annoying, but not the end of the world. We're alright with that. Downside is this means the opponent probably has Wandering Emperor type shenanigans, which we don't like. And making the opponent discard here is not the best, sadly, because they could get something back. But who knows, they would probably do that anyway. And they do have a lot of cards in hand. But let's go ahead and let's each discard. I'm going to get rid of one of these.
We all have things we'd rather.
Nope, just lands. All right, they have a lot of land. Okay. I'm a little concerned because I don't know what their removal cards of choice are. And I mean, we do have 2 Shieldred, so even if they kill 1, I guess it's fine. Oh, Hallowed Haunting, that's what we're up against. We are not a deck that's good at dealing with Hallowed Haunting. However, we have two things going for us. We have Liliana limiting the cards they get to play. And we could get Sorin, which could make flyers next turn. So that's a thing. So I think if we're very careful, we might be able to make this happen. So we definitely have to do this. Sadly, got to get rid of that. I mean, it's got to be an enchantment removal card on the Shieldred, right? Depopulates. That just destroys everything. Okay, so they didn't even have an enchantment to play here. That's all right. Yeah, we can get with that. That's great. Great, great, great. They really wanted Shieldred dead, I guess. I'm going to hold on to Sorin here. Because I think Sorin's too important to our future game plan. Wow, they had more land. Jeez. Okay, another sweeper? So I'm assuming it's a deck full of enchantment-based removal. Okay, another Hallowed Haunting. I mean, they get you a body. That does indeed do something. Ooh, Graveyard Trespasser. What can you do for us? What can you do for us? We're getting close to where we can just sacrifice or plus Liliana. We got to get Sorin. We got to get Sorin. I don't think there's another choice that makes sense here.
Violence is necessary.
And we're just gonna do this.
Fight for me.
I'm tired of your
Oh, Glorious Sunrise. They did not play that. They play. Ooh, ooh. That's a strong hit. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, good one. Okay, we get to go first. Tithe. Yeah, all right. This checks all the boxes. And this is one of those ones that, depending on what the opponent's doing, we might even just Blood Tithe Harvester into Obnixilis. Not necessarily, but possible. Okay, well, looks like we won't be. But it looks like we are up against Selesnya Enchantments, and that's some good information to have. Yep, opponent gets some life. We don't really mind. So, I mean, I guess they're going to try to remove this too. We do have a couple of removal cards, so it's not like the worst thing here. Totally okay. We're good with that. They likely don't have any haste creatures. That's not what that deck typically does. So I think we can just take our time here. Hold on. Alright. I was just checking something on the wording real quick. Alright. I mean, you know, if they have like borrowed time or whatever and getting Obnixilis, so be it. Oh. Okay, so they're going all in on the enchantments. There's a Jukin defends the temple. Alright, Spirited Companion. Our goal is likely just going to be to meat hook that dude away. No need to get fancy.
You'll lose everything.
And pass. Eventually we can make some 1/1s to block or do other things if we think we need to. Another Spirited Companion. Alright, opponent found their land, so I'm assuming that's going to be the end of the road for Obnixilis. But we shall see. Kind of feeling like if we believe that, should I just make a 1/1 here, you know? But I don't know how much I believe it, so we're going to make them play it. I'm assuming so, though. Their deck has so many enchantment-based removal cards that we kind of have to assume that's the case. Alright. And they have so much life, it doesn't really matter. It's really a matter of them just wanting to stop us from getting cards. Because at this point, their hand's so thick that I'm probably just going to, if I get the opportunity, I'm probably just going to draw cards with it from here. Now the concern is that their hand has a bunch of like Hallowed Hauntings that we're going to see over the next couple turns. That becomes a real issue. But 'tis what it is. Alright, we're going to make some duders. Throw one in the way. Oh, deck, we would have loved to have had something aggressive to do something with here. You are not making life easy. Alright, I guess we attack. Play this. In the turn. I mean, they get their dude back anyway. They get to draw a card. Oh, I see. I see. So they want the better creature. Oh, they didn't even... Okay. I thought they were going to play Weaver of Harmony here into play, but they chose not to. Does that mean they just have another one in hand? Because that might be it. Yep, that was to be expected. Now let's hope they don't have an exile enchantment for our dude. Yep, there's the borrowed time. It was only a matter of time before they got it. No surprise. Let's just kill this dude and solve that problem while we can. Oh. Decline. That's something. So let's get rid of a creature, an artifact. I mean, a creature and enchantment. They're not going to give us a thing back, so they'll probably just lose that. All right, sure, whatever. Exactly, they're not giving us anything under lockdown. So that makes all the sense in the world. I'm going to go ahead and play this because I don't think there's a risk to it. I mean, because they sweep the board, we get it back. They're not going to play anything crazy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they play Farewell, but they're not getting rid of enchantments. Okay, Beseiju to kill that. Fair. We will take the action. Alright, what you got for us, opponent? Wedding announcement. Alright, that's just a 1/1 duder. That's fine. We can deal with that. Ooh, that's intriguing. Alright, let's get him. Yep. Let's drain the opponent for 1. Removing this duder. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. I meant to remove the dog. I didn't want them getting extra cards. That's alright. Let's see what they got for us. We also have two, basically, can give something cycling twice here. That's the other thing with these blood tokens. Yep. What do you want to get rid of? Our underdog? That makes sense. Well, isn't that something? Alright then. I mean, because creatures dying generates life for us anyway, so... Or it drains the opponent for 1. So we don't mind. Oh, you know what? I goofballed. We could have discarded that to draw a card, and then I could have used it out of the yard with all this extra mana that I have. Ugh, what a waste. Drain the opponent anyway. They die just the same, but... Could have got more value. Okay, for starters... I do kind of feel like the bad guy playing this deck. Like, that was a really good deck, and it did not seem like, except for maybe in one game, that was really, like, really fun interactive Magic. I don't know. It's good, though. If you have the cards, go ahead and build it. I will say I wasn't sold on Ob Nixilis being a thing. I think we got it in 2 games, and in one of them, didn't do a whole lot, as the opponent just had a bunch of cards and a bunch of life. So it could be argued that maybe we want to get rid of that and play an additional... If we get rid of the 2 Obnixilis, you could play another Invoke Despair and 1 more of the Werewolf, I think. And that probably cleans that up. Now, it still leaves you with 4 Fables, but, you know, it is what it is. Fable's actually still fine in all phases. So that's probably better. But I think all the other cards actually pulled their weight, and I actually enjoyed playing with all of them. And Jaya was actually pretty cool. So, yeah, no complaints about this list, y'all. It was very damn good. Like, really, 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 really good. I don't think I can say it enough. Like, that was a fantastic deck. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Koth of the Hammer. Mostly because, well, we're supposed to be going back to the whole Phyrexian homeworld at some point, and I think that's where Koth's still hanging out. So if we don't get a Koth in one of the next 2 sets, we need to riot or something. I don't know. Like, the funny thing is, no lie, he was kind of like the closest thing you had to a Black Planeswalker, other than probably Teferi for a long time, which is, I don't know, good or bad. However, though, we did get Vivian later, and whatever's whatever. The card, though, did actually get reprinted in a dual deck, so if you want to pick one of these up, you can probably find them somewhere around $4-ish. So they're not crazy expensive, considering this card's actually pretty solid, and it hasn't been around in a while. Even that dual deck is several years old at this point. So yeah, Koth is due for another card. Now, will it push up the value on the old one or anything? I doubt it. It's just a neat card, and some people may not even know it exists, so I figured I'd put it on your radar because it's an affordable one to pick up if you want to check it out and add it to your collection. Now, if you like today's deck and you want to check out another deck, or if you just want something completely different, I also have this mono-white aggro deck that we played that was also surprisingly good, so check that one out. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.